couple months ago, we added Curve to Rocket League. It was the first time I'd done a video on a new feature that no one had seen in the game yet. After uploading that video, I remember thinking, well, there's no way I'm gonna top that. Today, we're topping that. Ever since I started playing this game, there's one feature I've always wanted, but assumed was impossible. Now, I know there are other games where you can duke it out with crazy battle cars with machine guns and rockets mounted to them, and I know that's not what Rocket League is about. But at the same time, don't we all just want to see what we could do with the ability to fire projectiles at each other while playing? Well, now you can. Presenting Rocket League with guns. Now, you probably have a lot of questions, and I'll just answer one of them right now. Yes, the bullets are little Rocket League balls, and yes, it looks hilarious. This is by far the most fun I've had with any Rocket League mod, but that's not even the most exciting part. With this new ability to shoot each other, we've just opened up a ton of new possibilities for game modes. I mean, we already did Rocket League in Fortnite, so now we can do Fortnite in Rocket League, but I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. We'll get to the possibilities in a second, but right now let's back up and explain a little bit how we got here, and hear from the legends who actually built this thing, because I don't know about you guys, but I still have no idea how this is even possible.
Basically, the idea is Rocket League's made with Unreal Engine, so you can basically add code to pretty much any of the Unreal events. You can basically use the assets of the game, within its own rules.
That's the voice of Megasplat, aka Phil the God Tier Coder. He's the guy that built the Curveball mod, and he's also a moderator for the BAKKES mod Discord server, and my Discord server. After the Curveball video, I knew I had to ask him about the possibility of the feature I always dreamed of, Rocket League with guns. He said he'd have to check if it was possible to add new physics objects, or if it'd be possible to use some other asset in the game as the projectiles. Later, he came back to me and said it was beyond what he could do with a plugin, and that he'd need to talk to BAKKES about adding new functionality first. So who's BAKKES? BAKKES is the creator of one of the most robust modding tools available in Rocket League, appropriately named BAKKES Mod. Not only does the mod have a ton of quality of life features built in, like the ability to pass yourself in free play, scroll through training packs, add variants and control to training pack shots, see everyone's MMR in games, change your car's colors, try every item in the game. Honestly, this video would last an hour if I went through all its features. The point is, BAKKES Mod is amazing, but not only does it have those features, it also serves as a platform for other people to create their own plugins that run in BAKKES Mod. That's how Phil was able to make the Curveball mod, and it's how he made this one as well. Anyway, BAKKES answered and said yes, we could add projectiles to Rocket League.
He is the master of doing all this stuff. He brought to me in probably less than a day this prototype where it's like utilizing the assets of Rocket League to just say, let's take some balls and use them as bullets.
BAKKES Mod? More like BAKKES God. Okay, anyway, the thing was, there were a couple issues that Phil still needed to work out.
For me, it was more a matter of just getting everything to work, make sure it doesn't crash, get the networking working so multiple players could use it and all that kind of stuff.
Once Phil got some of those things smoothed out, we had Rocket League with guns. Has anyone done anything like this in Rocket League?
I've never seen a mod like this at all, no.
Now let's check out how this thing works in action. So you fire by double tapping boost, which works better than you'd think. In a way, having the fire button bound to another command actually makes it a little harder to shoot, so you can't just constantly spam the fire button. It's not automatic, but you can shoot just as fast as you can double tap the boost button. There's no intentional cooldown, but it does seem to stutter after a particularly long burst. Other than that, it's perfectly smooth. After the balls are emitted from your car, they eventually hit the ground and then disappear, which keeps the field clear of a million projectiles. Now, you could just shoot each other and not worry about the main ball, the mother ball if you will, but it actually is fun to play regular Rocket League and just have the shooting as an added element. You can shoot at the ball as well, which creates a new level of pool shots. One interesting thing is the projectiles will always come directly out of the nose of your car, so it doesn't matter which way your camera is turned, which means you can't drive one way and shoot the other. This actually creates a great skill element for aim though, because it requires car control to be able to be accurate, which is one of the best things about this mod. Your skill with shooting is directly tied to your Rocket League skill. It's just another reason why it works so well as a game mode. This is so cool.
He credits the goal to the wrong person though. It's like, that's your goal.
Oh, because you touched it last,
well, I touched it, like, yeah, exactly.
This plugin doesn't really have a lot of issues, but there are a couple hiccups that come out, especially during multiplayer. BAKKES Mod allows you to host multiplayer games. Basically, you just forward a couple ports in your router, and then your players can connect using your IP. They have to have BAKKES Mod, but they don't need the plugin you're running. So it's quite easy to get a game up and running. So for the host, the balls shoot out perfectly, but for the other players in the lobby, the ball will hesitate for a second, sometimes even hitting your car because of that small amount of ping.
Basically, the server is reading everyone's commands. and the server is spawning the ball. So you double tap the boost to fire right now, and there's a slight delay between the time the server gets your controller, spawns the ball, but you've moved since then.
But it's just a visual glitch, since the ball will eventually correct to the right path. But it does make it a little harder to aim when you're not the host. Phil came up with a fix though, by allowing the host to be able to change how far the balls emit before shooting away, so you can adjust that distance based on the amount of ping your friends have when they're connected. So probably the best thing about guns in Rocket League is the amount of possible game modes it opens up. This video is barely scratching the surface of what you can do. For instance, imagine if we took one of Lethamir's crazy maps and combined it with this game mode. Or better yet, what if he created a CSGO or Call of Duty map that we could literally have a fully fledged Rocket League shooter? Oh wait, I actually already told Leth and he plans to do exactly that. You could also play with a huge group of friends in one of the bigger workshop maps, like the huge 1.5 skill map, to create a big battleground. Or combine it with the Floor is Lava game, creating an aerial dogfight battle. Like I said, the possibilities for amazing new game modes are now completely opened up. So consider this video simply the reveal of Rocket League with guns, and expect to see more of this on my channel as we push this mod to the limit. So what should we do first? Rocket League Battle Royale? Call of Rocket Duty? Rocket Ace Combat League? Let me know in the comments and I'll make a video on it. And here's one other thing. The last time we did something like this, I remember saying I really didn't think Psyonix would consider adding something like this to the game. I don't think this will actually happen. It's just cool to think about. But then they did. So now let me just go on record and say I really don't think Psyonix is going to add this amazing new ability to fire projectiles to the game. Just really don't see it happening. Definitely not possible.